ceremony is for graduates from the Faculty of the Professions. The ceremony will commence very shortly. The university has a contract photographer to provide photography service during the ceremony. If you wish to take photos during the ceremony, I would ask that you do so discreetly from your seat, and please do not use flash. To maintain the ceremony's decorum, could you also please switch off your mobile phones? For safety reasons, I would ask guests not to enter the side galleries upstairs, and please do not sit on the steps in the balcony area. In the event of an emergency, please follow the instructions of the security officers and the ushers. Thank you.
为了保证典礼的正常进行，我希望家长们可以将手机关闭或者调成静音。如果您希望拍照，请您将闪光灯关闭。谢谢您的合作。
Ladies and gentlemen, please stand for the academic procession, which is about to enter the hall. And please remain standing for the Australian National Anthem. You are encouraged to join in the singing. The text of the anthem is printed on page 11 of your graduation programme. Please rise for the academic procession.
and wealth for toil. Our home is girt by sea. Our land abounds in nature's gifts of beauty, rich and rare. In history's page, let every stage advance Australia fair. In joyful strains then let us sing, advance Australia fair.
I, Robert Murray Hill, Chancellor of the University of Adelaide, declare open this congregation, convened for the purpose of presenting degrees. Distinguished guests, parents, relatives, friends, and especially graduates, welcome to the University of Adelaide's graduation ceremony. I wish to acknowledge the Kaurna people, the original custodians of the Adelaide Plains, and the land on which the University of Adelaide's campuses at North Terrace, Waite, Theberton and Roseworthy are built. Graduates, your graduation is an event in which you and your family and friends can take great pride. It is also a source of pride and satisfaction for the University of Adelaide. Graduation Day is an opportunity for you to reflect both on the past and on the future. This may well be a very significant change in direction in your life. Whatever directions your life may take, the skills that you've acquired and developed here will stand you in good stead, not only in your working and professional life, but in life generally. I will now receive the candidate for an honorary doctorate, and I call on Professor Warren Bebbington, Vice-Chancellor and President, to present the candidate.
Chancellor, it gives me great pleasure to present to you Cheong Chong Kong. Cheong Chong Kong came to Australia as a Colombo Plan scholar and graduated in 1964 from the university with a first-class honours degree in mathematics. He moved to the Australian National University for his postgraduate work, receiving his Master of Science and PhD there in random processes and related areas of applied and theoretical probability. He then taught in Kuala Lumpur at the University of Malaya, rising to the rank of Associate Professor. In 1974, he joined Singapore Airlines, where he spent 29 years, becoming Managing Director in 1984 and Deputy Chairman and Chief Executive Officer in 1996. In 1998, Fortune magazine named him Asian Businessman of the Year, noting that Singapore Airlines had an unbroken 27-year record of profitability through turbulent economic times. Currently, he is Chairman of the Overseas Chinese Banking Corporation, OCBC, having been first appointed to the board in 1999. He's also a director of several companies, including Singapore Press Holdings Limited, Great Eastern Holdings Limited, Great Eastern Life Assurance Company Limited and Overseas Assurance Corporation Limited. Dr. Cheong served as chair of the Singapore Broadcasting Corporation and of its successor, Singapore International Media. He was for 4 years chairman of the Council of the National University of Singapore. He served as Vice Chairman of the Singapore-US Business Council. Dr. Cheong has also served on the board of the non-profit organisation Singapore International Foundation, which aims to create greater understanding between Singaporeans and world communities. In 1998, Dr. Cheong received a Distinguished Alumni Award from the University of Adelaide in recognition of sustained and distinguished service as an alumnus in Singapore. Chancellor, I am pleased and proud to present to you Dr. Cheong Chong Kong, Bachelor of Science with Honours, Master of Science, Doctor of Philosophy, for admission to the degree of Doctor of the University, honoris causa.
Excuse me. It's my pleasure now to invite Dr. Cheong to address you to give the formal graduation oration.
Mr. Chancellor, the Right Honourable Robert Hill, Mr. Vice Chancellor, Professor Bebbington, ladies and gentlemen. Not very long ago, I was invited to speak to a group of university undergraduates, and I was told that I needn't impart any supposed gems of wisdom collected over my years in the commercial world, and I was told that the students would be more interested to hear about my extra-occupational activities, such as acting and ballroom dancing. Well, like a good Singaporean, I accepted the instruction, and that's exactly what I did, or tried to do. At the start, there were the usual polite questions about my so-called extra-occupational activities, but then after 5 minutes, all that the students were interested in were things like career choice, how to advance your career, job hopping, how to impress at interviews, and so on. Well, that was Singapore, and that's not unexpected. But I wonder if today here, and I'm addressing all the graduates, on this very important day of your life, on this very happy day of your life, you'd be any different. Anyway, let's talk. Or let me talk. And let me talk about the things that I'm expert on. And there's nothing I'm more expert on than myself. So let me say a little bit, not very much, about some of my experiences in 5 to 10 minutes, and see whether there's any lesson, good or bad, in those experiences for you. First, career choice. Now, after getting my degrees, first from this university and then from the ANU, I returned to Malaysia to teach. And that's a very natural progress, no decision-making at all. And then 6 years later, I concluded that I wasn't fit for mathematical research, and I decided to leave academia. And I responded to an advertisement by Singapore Airlines for an assistant reservations manager. Again, there wasn't much thinking behind that decision. After all, to me, I had to go into the commercial world, and Singapore Airlines was only an entry. And I reckoned that I could go in there, look around a bit, before I decide what to do in the longer term. As it turned out, I stayed for 29 years, and I didn't do too badly. There must be books written on how one should choose one's career, how one should plan one's career. And if there are not books written on it, then there would be many chapters, I'm sure, written about the subject. But that's one thing those books didn't write about, and that's the element of serendipity. Serendipity, something that is not sought, but something that crops up and it's very nice. So if there's any lesson in that, it must be that one should keep an open mind and not be fixated on any particular career path at the beginning. And if you come across the serendipitous, be happy, enjoy it, and stay with it. And talking about keeping an open mind, let me relate another experience of mine and see whether it's of any use to you. Now, I was now out of academia. I was in Singapore Airlines, assistant reservations manager. And then 6 months later, I was posted to the planning division, and I was head of the company planning department. And in that position, I was immersed in financial analyses and negotiations that led to multi-billion-dollar decisions on the choice of aircraft and engines to be purchased. This was a time in the 70s when Singapore Airlines was expanding furiously and was upgrading its aircraft at very regular intervals. So that's serendipity for you. I happened to be at the right place at the right time. And I was enjoying myself, not just because there was financial analysis and figures, because the mathematics was pretty simple, but because of the multi-billion-dollar implications and the fact that I was hobnobbing with all the big shots in Boeing and Airbus and Rolls-Royce and United Technologies. And just when I was enjoying myself, less than 2 years later, they wanted to send me to the Human Resource Division and look after industrial relations. I protested. No, don't take me away from here. What do I know about trade unions? Leave me in planning where I could make use of whatever I'm better at, where Aristotelian logic prevails. Don't let me deal with trade unions. They use a kind of logic that I'm not familiar with. I protested, and in desperation, I appealed to the chairman and discovered that it was his idea in the first place. And so I spent the next 3 miserable years dealing with trade unions. Instead of negotiating multi-billion-dollar deals with the big shots of Boeing and so on, I was arguing with shop stewards about the choice of safety shoes to provide in the hangar. Then another posting later, and I rose to the top position in management. And if there's a lesson here again, it must be that one should keep an open mind. And as CEO, I couldn't really say that I improved the state of industrial relations in the airline, but my performance would have been far worse, possibly disastrous, if not for those 3 years that I spent in human resource and industrial relations. And in retrospect, I believe now that we should not have a set mind again, and I should not have protested against that move to industrial relations, which I found unenjoyable, because higher wisdom had greater objectivity and a better appreciation sometimes of one's potential and what one needs to be exposed to reach that position than one has oneself. And at this point, I can't resist imposing my views on you on something that is unrelated to work and career advancement. and that is, don't abandon what you enjoy doing now for reasons of work. Don't think that you should not try something that you think you'd enjoy because you might not have the time for it. You can always find the time if you bother, and if you bother to manage it properly. I gave up 2 activities that I enjoyed very much because I thought I wouldn't have the time for it, and because I thought I could always return to it 2 or 3 years on. And I didn't resume till almost 30 years later. And 2 years before I retired from Singapore Airlines at the age of 60, I resumed the 2 activities I loved very much: dancing, ballroom dancing, and acting. And look at all the fun I had missed all those years. Don't let that happen to you. Senior executives, I know many senior executives who complain about a very busy work schedule and not having enough time, but they find enough time to spend hours chasing after a ball on the golf course. And the reason is that's work. That's networking, or so they say. I now come to the most important part of my remarks, and remarks that I always never fail to repeat when I meet aspiring young men and women like you. And this concerns integrity. Integrity isn't just about being honest, not taking things that don't belong to you. It's also about not bad-mouthing and not backstabbing your colleagues. It's about being fair to everyone, whether that person is your subordinate or your peer, whether the person is a customer or a shareholder, or even someone over whom you can have some influence on, such as a supplier who's a hungry supplier vying for your business. Having integrity is a very important, very valuable asset in business and in your career advancement. But that's only incidental. Integrity is a valuable asset, but not indispensable, because we know of many people and companies who do very well without it. We value integrity for its own sake. And you will find eventually when you're successful, when you get there, that success is all the sweeter because you haven't compromised integrity in pursuing it. And on that very serious note, I congratulate all of you on this very happy day, and I wish you a very enjoyable journey to success. Thank you.
On behalf of the graduates and their families attending this afternoon ceremony, I would like to thank Dr. Cheong Choong Kong for his stimulating and inspiring address. We are honored that he has taken the time to join us today on this special day to share with us your thoughts and experiences. Your words of encouragement and advice are greatly appreciated. They remind us that education places upon each of us an enduring responsibility to make the best possible use of our talents and to contribute to the betterment of a society in whatever way we can. Please join me in once again thanking Dr. Cheong Choong Kong.
I will now receive the candidates for degrees, and I call again on the Vice-Chancellor.
Chancellor, I, Professor Warren Bebbington, Vice-Chancellor and President of the University of Adelaide, certify to you and the whole university that the graduates who will be presented to you have fulfilled all the conditions prescribed for admission to the awards for which they are so presented.
I, Robert Murray Hill, Chancellor of the University of Adelaide, by virtue of the power committed to me by the University, confirm that each graduate is admitted to the rank and privileges of a holder of the award in the University of Adelaide for which they are so presented.
Chancellor, I profess Lawrence Ablin, present to you the graduates from the Faculty of the Professions of the University of Adelaide. To the Professional Certificate in Self-Managed Superannuation Funds, Amy Beth Fisher. Brooke Rebecca Elizabeth Hepburn Rogers. And to the degree of Bachelor of Wine Marketing, William George Buchanan. Jackie Elizabeth McCorkadale. John James Pila. Emma Kirsten Rowley. Rebecca Ann Trotter. And Zhenghao Xi. Next, to the degree of Bachelor of Finance International, Ho Yi Chan. Ho Sum Chan. Chen Du. Ka Man Lee. Yi Shi. Wing Yi Swen. Xin Yi Wang. Wentian Yi. And next, to the degree of Bachelor of Finance, Nicholas Anthony Brazarle. Bu Ha Fong Ling. Yuxi Ku. Larissa Alexandra de Corso. Larissa also receives the Bachelor of Economics and the Diploma in Languages. Wan Ru Du. Chain Ru Gun. Jianling Gao. Alexandra Eileen Grigg. Alexandra also receives the Bachelor of Economics. Shinru Bethany Lee. Blake George Linford. Lin Tan Tran. Keiki Liu. Wan Liu. Vasilos Mosos. An Nian. Din Thin Nian. Thi Ha Lan Yen. Reith William Parker. And Reith also receives the Bachelor of Commerce International Business. Joshua James Pegler. Lucy Quinn. Pei Ling Song. Stephanie Monica Tigeman, Ba Kon Tran. Ba also receives the Bachelor of Engineering with honors. Jenny Truong, Jim Anthony Sa-Song Lu, T. Hines Jacobus Victor, Guo Wei Wang, Min Yang Wang, Ashley Jean Wing, Xin Zhu, Yang Yang, Han Kit Yu, and Han Kit also receives the Bachelor of Economics. Yao Bu Yu, Yang Janet Zhao, Ying Ying Zhang, Zhu Tu Zhao, Yu Ji Zhao, and Shao Zhu. Next, to the degree of Bachelor of Commerce in Marketing, Linda Diane Allen, Danica Benny Ridge, Cameron Henry James Brewerton, Monique Brooke, Ho Ying Chan, Yi Wen Cheng, Jack William Clark, Michael James Curtis, Ashley Falconer Edwards, Paul Forsa, Chloe Ellen Mary Goldsworthy, Charlotte Jane Hawkins, Sirjan Jankovic, Cassandra Kong, Wai Yan Lee, Ho Yin Lee, Ho Wing Liu, William Arthur Malcolm, Mao Bo Yuan, Hannah Rebecca McLaughlin, C.Y. Nig, Yi Cheng Ni, Nige Song Trong, Vivian Bin Truc Bao Ning, Adriana Paul, Kate Rebecca Phillips, Ying Chen, Kurt David Walker Smith, Michael Tachetti, Tra T. Niang, Linda Tron, Sarah Valiev, Tan Tu Vu, Quan Ho Wan, Dondon Wang, Ying Gri Wang, Nyo Hin Wang, Quan Pu Wu, and Anki Zhu. Next, to the degree of Bachelor of Commerce and Management, Susan Elizabeth Allen, Danielle Pasquale Amato, Luke Charles Barton, Yoon Aaron Book, Lisa Kari Chen, Liu Chen, Liana Diana Costanzo, Russell Mark Dawson, Mia Rose Dunn, Song Han Ji, Boyhan Jokip, Shin Nong Liu, Peter McCurry McCourt, Tyron Jason Nakaville, Elaine Sim, Veronica Claire Taylor, Ivana Vuletic, Yiting Wei, Stephanie Claire Coburn Wilhelm, and Christopher James Williams. Next, to the degree of Bachelor of Commerce in International Business, Hamish McRae Appleyard, Andrea Leah Brown, Wing Chi Chan, Wen Ying Cheng, Fang Jing Ji, Geraldine Tan Li Theng, Yi Heng, Hannah Alice Horland Smith, Joke Tao Lau, Lena Leong Ji Jia Yi, Malcolm Tae Peik Wei, Tom Tan Nien. Nien Thi Nien, Samuel Glenn Rappensberg, Timothy Jack Sankey, Sean Peter Scott, Adrian Sotanto, Kimberly Renee Teusner, and Kimberly also receives the diploma in languages. Hai Man Veronica Wong, Yuchu Yao, Jun Cheng Zhu, and next, to the degree of Bachelor of Commerce, Ziaozong Hu, Angelo LaPaglia, Kian Yun Lee, Yifi Liu, Nai Jun Ru Vivian, Xiao Qin, Rong Zhu, Qian Yi, and Nan Zhang. Next, to the honors degree of Bachelor of Finance, Adrian Gino Dettori and Trevor Yutsun Tark Lau. Next, to the honors degree of Bachelor of Commerce, Usapo Mwanda, Gersharan Kaur Sandhu, and Alexandra Elizabeth Burnett Thompson. Next, to the Graduate Certificate International Business, Asher Benjamin Conan, and it is noted with great sadness that I now ask you to take a moment, in fact, to remember Asher. Asher had met the requirements for the Graduate Certificate in International Business and was about to continue with his graduate diploma in international business when he was tragically killed in a boating accident in November. His family elected to receive his degree posthumously, and our thoughts are with his family and especially his friends and his fellow graduates here at this difficult time. Next, to the degree of Master of Wine Business, John Alexander Clark. Next, to the degree of Master of Professional Accounting, Chen Xing Hao. Ying Hu. Chen Fu Li. Jifei Li. Jingzhen Liu, Sifang Liu, Pele Mao, Chiazu Wang, Wang Yang, Wan Wang, Qi Zhu, Xiaobo Zhang, Yijing Zhang, Yuki Zong, and Min Kang Zhu. Next, to the degree of Master of Finance and Business Economics, C.G. Cao, Ji Shen, Qi Zhong Tang, Xiaomeng Yan, and Wan Peng Zhang. Next, to the degree of Master of Commerce and Marketing, Nanan Lavender Feng, Xiao Han, Mark Paulo Wan, Yuji Kitazawa, Chen Li, Hoi Ting Ni, Shannon Paul Polton, Stuart John McDonald Richards, Yiting Xiao, Hu Tan, Xu Xiao, Wentang Yang, and Vincent Zhao. Next, to the degree of Master of Commerce through coursework, Yong Jiang, Zhuan Li, Xulin Li, Laura Alexander Jane Middleton, Wan Shi, Yali Zhang, Yuling Zhang, Kailan Zhao, and Bingru Zhu. Next, to the degree of Master of Commerce in Applied Finance, Q.U. Liu. Next, to the degree of Master of Business and Management, Allison Marie Louise Zollner. Next, to the degree of Master of Accounting and Marketing, Nan Deng. Si Feng. Bingyi Gong. Tang Jing. Sha Li. Min Liu. Ayang Peng. Wenhan Sun. Chun Wang. Da Wong. Pamela Nabwarwanga. Kumu Yu. Li Yu Zhang. And Jing Zhao. Next, to the degree of Doctor of Philosophy for a thesis entitled Cross-Listing and Firm-Specific Information, Evidence from Chinese A Shares and H Shares, we present Sean Lee. Chancellor, this concludes the presentation of the graduates. Thank you.
In concluding the ceremony, it gives me great pleasure to congratulate all the new graduates here today. Be proud of what you have worked to achieve and remember those who've supported you to reach this end. I wish you every success as you enter this next exciting stage of your life and career. As graduates of the University of Adelaide, you are also its alumni and ambassadors. Over the years since the university was established, its alumni have made an enormous contribution to the community, both here and throughout the world. And today you join this community of over 150,000 alumni located in more than 80 countries around the globe. I'd like to take this opportunity to thank the mace bearer and all who assisted in the organisation and running of today's ceremony. And I invite you all to light refreshments. I now ask that the graduates remain seated, and I invite everyone else here today to stand and once again join me in congratulating the graduates on their achievements. Would the audience please remain standing, and the graduates now stand for the procession, and I now declare this congregation to be adjourned.